What's up, Kingdom? Welcome to another episode of The Blurred Perspective. I am your host, King Phenom. Next to me is my co-host, King Sirius.
What up, what up?
And, I mean, if a topic's hot, we kind of got to talk about it. Especially, you know, as black men with stories involving black men. It's only right.
We feel a little obligated to help bury this dude.
I'm a little conflicted. Like, part of me is just like, yeah, bury him. But then another part of me is like, oh, man, but think of all the other people who get away with way worse stuff. But I'm just like, I'm so on the fence.
Okay.
I can lean either way based off of just how I feel at any given moment. So if you haven't guessed already, we're talking about Jussie Smollett.
Is it Smollett or Smollett?
I think it's Smollett.
Smollett. It was Smollett to me.
First and foremost, I want to say, Journey, baby, I'm so sorry.
Who?
His sister, Journey. Ease by you.
Oh, shit.
Denise from Full House.
Duh.
Yeah. That's so sad. Like, all this stuff, like, she's done Underground, the Great Debaters. Like, yeah, you know, Ease by You. That movie with Sam Jackson doing R. Kelly stuff to his daughter. And Full House.
No, that's not how we're going to describe that movie because she lied.
She lied.
Okay,
yeah.
so that didn't happen.
She lied, huh? And what were the consequences of that lie?
Got my man killed.
Yep. And the consequences of Jesse's lies are he could have got someone killed.
He could have got someone seriously hurt.
Look, I hate to crack jokes or something like that, but the funniest thing I heard was when Charles Barkley on Inside the NBA said if he wanted to really make this real, he should just walked into the neighborhood Liam Neeson was scouring. I was like, damn.
When Liam was rocking that what was it?
that Akash.
The Kosh?
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd have been a story. Then that'd have been something.
It's so sad. It's like right when everyone was like, Liam Neeson's like, Jesse, come on, man. So, recap for anyone who for some reason doesn't know, everyone should know. What was it? Back late January, Jussie Smollett claimed that he was brutally attacked by two white Trump supporters. He said they bruised his ribs, scratched his face up a little bit, poured bleach on him, put a noose around his neck.
Put a noose around his neck. Didn't hang him. They just put a noose around his neck.
All while screaming MAGA country.
This is MAGA country, nigger.
Yeah. And so I ain't gonna lie. At first I kind of believed it because in this day and age, that's actually something that could happen. I mean, I follow this guy on YouTube called The Advice Show, and he pretty much does stories that pertain to African Americans, and a lot of times there's stories that you don't really hear about. So I'm just like, I could believe this. This is a believable story. So much I even told King Dub to go get his people. Dub, I have to take that back. This wasn't your people.
I mean, yes, we hear stories like this happening to everyday people. So it's just like, yeah, why wouldn't it happen to a celebrity too? Like, you know, sure, someone would catch a celebrity slipping, I guess. You know what I mean? But
of course, you know, once you start to hear more and more details about the story, like, oh yeah, this happened at 2:00 in the morning in Chicago in the wintertime during like a polar vortex because he wanted Subway in Chicago, a major metropolitan city where if you're that hungry, Uber Eats is pretty much open. I mean, it's pretty much available to you 24/7.
But it's like at that time, it probably wasn't a lot of Uber Eats doing shit anyway. It was in the middle of a polar vortex. Like Bama's was in the house at 2 in the morning.
So why is he walking around?
Because he's hungry, apparently.
I've been hungry before. I've never been that hungry. Like there's something in the house. I don't know if he was at a house at his house or if he was at a hotel or something like that. If he was at a hotel, there was no excuse. Like, dog, just order room service. Like you're famous enough to where I expect you to be in a hotel where they have room service.
Right.
But yeah, so you know, you had that part of the story come out, and then people were just like, 2:00 in the morning. Who's just walking around with bleach at 2:00 in the morning? You know, who has rope that ties into an... I don't know how to tie a rope into a noose. That meant you had to already have that rope in a noose.
That's
walking around with it like it's in a Nakash.
That's either some Boy Scout level shit or some true racist level shit that you walking around with a noose.
Yeah. So it's just, and then, you know, it was the whole thing with him refusing to turn over his phone records when police asked. And, you know, he's going on press tours, and he's kind of making it seem like the Chicago police weren't really doing anything about it. And, oh, this is a hate crime. I was hated against. You know, then as more people start to question the story, you know, he's like on Good Morning America with Robin Roberts, who's, you know, she's a lesbian, so, you know, both big LGBTQUS LMNOP. I don't know all the letters, so excuse me. Don't take offense. It's just
when you kept going, I was like, they added more letters.
I don't know. I feel like every time there's always a new letter, and I'm just confused.
Where are the letters coming from?
I don't know. I don't know who officially says, you know, all in favor of adding a S. Say I don't know, but
okay, so because like I was having this text conversation with a friend yesterday.
Oh, that's a bad subject to have a text conversation about.
Well, about this
yeah, because that's a lot of typing.
Smollett thing.
Yeah.
No, okay.
Or you got to be real good at shorthand, and you got to just pray the person on the other side of the text is really good at shorthand.
We're just going at it. Like we're just like no hose bar. You got the little 3 dots like kind of waiting, and we're just being patient as ever because we're sending out these long paragraphs.
You're just like
about this thing.
You see them dots disappear and no message appears. Nigga.
No, okay. So, with this story, like you were saying, you know, he's doing interviews and things like that, and the more that he tells the story, the more
he's the gay Tupac.
Yeah, you know, he did that on stage at like one of his shows or whatever. You know what I'm saying? The more he tells the story, the more things are kind of like, well, I guess it could have happened, but like, why? You know what I mean? Like we're starting to question it more and more. So then, you know, the news breaks that what was it? It was they found it wasn't 2 white people.
2 Nigerian guys.
It was 2 Nigerian guys.
Yeah, 2 Nigerian brothers. I forgot what happened. I think they said they caught them on their way going to the airport or something like that.
Right.
So they caught them, you know, basically since they considered it a hate crime, because you know, at first, I guess, you know, you could have considered it a hate crime against white people because he's black.
Right.
And now that you have these Nigerians, like, well, no, it's still a hate crime because he's gay.
Right.
So, you know, he falls in that category of, you know, almost everything can be a hate crime.
Exactly.
But yeah, I think the police were just like, yeah, right now you're the suspects. You're the prime suspects. You know, they raided their house. They found bleach and rope and like a Home Depot receipt for the items and things like that. And it was like, yeah, like this hate crime, you can pretty much go away for like 30 years, I think.
So now we got 2 Nigerian brothers who are MAGA. Well, because he said he was attacked by MAGA supporters or by Trump supporters.
While they were leaving, they screamed "MAGA country, bitch."
So there's
or 2 MAGA country.
2 Nigerian MAGA supporters or Trump supporters carrying around bleach and a noose.
Well, not just that. Did you see what these dudes look like?
Oh, they were like professional wrestlers.
Yes.
No, yeah.
These were bodybuilders.
These are 2 biggest black guys I've ever seen in my life. Like, no, like if you say, no, I got jumped by these 2 dudes, and then you show these pictures, it's like, yeah, you did, and you're lucky you made it out alive. These dudes were huge. So then, you know, you have that. Okay, let me tell you what a friend of mine was texting me yesterday, because she posted a picture. And remember when Britney Spears had her meltdown? Yeah. And then you had that I don't remember his name, but that Leave Britney Alone guy. Yeah. Okay, so she had like his picture, and she said leave Jussie alone. So this was after he got arrested. Okay. And everything's coming out, and they're saying like, "Oh, the reason why he did it was, you know, it was for his career."
Like let's skip to the end real quick.
Yeah.
The Nigerians spilled all the beans and said, "No, This was Jussie's plan.
Right.
He came up with it. He paid us $3,500 to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is all him. We got to check. We got a check to prove that he gave us money. Like, that we gave him money. You know, he knows us. We're extras. We've been extras on Empire before.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he wanted to open a gym with them or something like that. Like, look on his Instagram. He follows either one or both of them. So you know, they spilled the beans to the point where the Chicago PD was like, all right, we got a new suspect in the assault of Jussie Smollett. And so on Friday the 22nd, I believe, or either late Thursday or Friday, he turned himself in and got arraigned.
Right.
Because the grand jury, I guess they found enough. So it was like, nah, something ain't sitting right. Get this man.
Right. We had to end?
Yeah.
Okay. So she has that, on her social media or whatever. So I asked the question. I was like, is this a joke? And then she's like, no. And I'm like, well, let's talk about it then.
Is she one of those believe all women type of people?
I don't know if she's one of those people. What I will say though is that she was making the point that he was making a statement about how Trump supporters how they like interact with people, or like how they do violent things to people sometimes. So he was trying to like make a point or like make a stand or something like that. And I was like,
stupid.
And she was like, he's on record with being an anti-Trump supporter or
everyone's
person.
an anti-Trump supporter for the most part nowadays.
And I was like, okay, even if that's the case, he didn't need to do that.
What statement do you need to make? Do you like? We all remember Charlottesville. Like, you had a young lady that died because of the crap that happened.
A white lady at that.
Yeah, it's like we don't need you to remind us the stupid stuff that's happened. Like, we're living it right now.
Yeah, and that's the point that I was making to her. I was like, he didn't need to make an example out of the times that we're living in, because there are hundreds and hundreds of examples of the times that we're living in. Once
again, if you want more examples, go to the Advice Show on YouTube. Like, my man Phil talks about it. Like, he has at least 3 to 4 videos every day of some BS that goes on.
Some crazy,
some BS and like
MAGA shit going on.
For the most part, yes.
And I didn't. Okay, so granted, I don't believe everything that the news tells you.
Yeah,
but I was trying to explain to her. I was like, if you look at like the interview and look at the things he's saying and look at how the story's falling apart and looking at the new evidence that's coming out and then looking at the whole I'm the gay Tupac thing on stage, I'm like, it's hard to build a case against him trying to make a point, or like,
I would say he's not playing it as the victim. He's playing it as the hero of the story.
Like, how do you do that?
He's playing it as a hero because I survived. I did this. I did that.
Right.
And it's just like, after a while, it's like, yeah, you got a whole bunch of people that believe in you, but then after a while, it's just like you're playing up to this hero role a little bit too much.
You have people who believe in you, but you have people who are ready to fight for you.
Yeah, like, I remember, like, after it happened, I remember one reason why after a while, like after a day or two, I started to get a little suspicious is because I think Taraji P. Henson, she sent out a tweet or a video or something like that. Wish Jussie well, great young man, working on a show, like, go stream his music right now on all platforms. It's like, huh.
Hold on, you're not saying Taraji was in on this, are you?
I'm not saying Taraji was in on it. She might have been more so like, showing love, showing support, go out and listen to his music.
Right.
Like, show, that's a way you can show your love if you want to show your support for him,
Right.
But it just still seems like,
no, yeah, like, to me,
it rubs people the wrong way.
It definitely rubbed me the wrong way, and it felt like a cash grab. And It was like, dude, like, you don't, in this day and time, it was certain topics that he touched on that you just don't like play with.
He got too defensive. Like, why are they trying to say my story's fake? All these people doing it. All these people. I was like, bruh, you acting like You act like when the dude know that he cheated and he trying to flip it around on his girl.
Get mad at the girl because he's cheating.
That's exactly what it is. You act like you got caught in a lie and that you trying to outbeat the lie, like by just getting angry.
Right.
Like, how dare you call me a liar for lying about what I lied about?
I don't know. I just think his whole angle, like this whole story.
But didn't you know the lieutenant or one of the police in an interview he did it because he wanted more money from Fox for Empire?
Yeah, that's what he said. In
my head, I'm like, okay, I know Empire never really has like full like network seasons, like 22 episodes a season.
Right.
But from what I hear, he got $100,000 a season. Mm-hmm. And this season alone that he was in, it was 18 seasons. So that's $1.8 million.
Right. So how much more money could you?
What are you doing to where
you ain't got enough money?
Yeah, like where you don't have enough money. And one, what do you think? What do you think's going on, Jussie? Like, no offense, but I watched the first season of Empire. Mm-hmm. I watched second season of Empire.
I've watched neither.
I went on and off during the third season, and I say before
had no idea.
Yeah, I was about to say before the third season even got halfway through, I was like, yeah, this is stupid. I'm done with this shit, man. That's another thing that made me suspicious after a while when he said that the people said, "Aren't you that?" I'm using a quote here that nigger faggot from Empire.
Trump supporters are watching Empire? I'm not even watching Empire.
Black people not watching. Yo, that was so many black people's first reaction. It's like, I'm not even watching Empire, but you want me to believe that the white man's watching the Empire?
Now, granted, his first story with the white men, okay, that's surprising that they watch Empire. Now, now that these white men magically turned into Nigerians, are you surprised that they were watching Empire?
I mean,
are Nigerians
I'm not surprised that those guys were watching Empire because they've been on some episodes.
They've been on the show.
Yeah.
Employees. No, man.
It's like, capture these two Nigerians. Look, their first defense was, look at us. Look at us. If we were to whoop his ass,
he'd be dead.
Do you think he would just have a little bruised rib?
He'd be dead.
He'd be dead
if you fought this dude.
Like some scratches on his face. No, he did that to himself. Hey, look, Jussie was up in that Jane. Jussie was looking at him when he found out they went to the police. He probably called him up. I hate you. You've done that to yourself, Anakin.
No, man. And the thing that really eats at me is that, race relations in this day and time is not great at all. Like, it's really bad. And it's like every little thing that comes out, it almost feels as though the next thing might be the straw that breaks the camel's back. And his story could have been that straw to where we was just like, that's it. Fuck this.
I mean,
and really like done some serious like shit. You know what I'm saying?
One thing that is really kind of, I hope people take away from this is this whole society with our fake outrage and we want to be a part of the moment. Dog, just take a step back and breathe a little bit. Like, think of all of the people now who got so much egg on their face. You got two presidential candidates who, I believe in Jussie, and he's so brave and so strong for surviving this and that and this. And now 2-3 weeks later, I'm just waiting for all the facts to come out. Nope.
You already jumped on that side of the fence, bruh.
It's so Joe Budden has a show on Revolt Diddy's channel called State of the Culture.
Right.
And one of his co-hosts, named is Scotty. She was, when it first happened, I'm with Jussie. I believe Jussie. Mm-hmm. And then this Monday's episode, more and more facts were coming out, look more and more suspicious. And she's like, no, I still stand to believe with Jussie, like, Chicago police, And I was just like, you know how you just got some of those people who are just like, who refuse to see the truth just because they're so far on one side that they just don't want to admit at all that there's some flaw in that side.
Yes.
Because I was telling my wife how, like, I like the show, but she angers me so much because she's just so extreme with her thing. It's like she refuses to see that there's a middle ground to some things.
Right.
I was just like, dog. She was like,
so
I'm choosing to stand with Jussie, and until you show me some facts, I was like,
do you think that she's just playing devil's advocate just because? Or?
No, because she did the same. No, because she did the same thing with what's the Instagram girl? Brittany Renner. When Brittany Renner came out with her book, and she was talking about, some of the guys she slept with, even though she changed the names, how some people knew, like when she was talking about Colin Kaepernick, and Joe was like, that's whack, that's stupid, nobody should do that. What are you talking about? Guys all the time brag about who they sleep with and this and that. It's like, no. Men might say they sleep with a lot of women, but men don't name drop. Men don't name drop unless they're corny or unless they're talking to their homeboys, and the homeboys know who they're talking about. And if a man came,
put that shit in the book.
Yeah, and it's like, and if a man came, he was like, and if a man came out for tell all book, you would drag him through the mud. And that's just the kind of person she is, and it irks me a little bit because even the one host, what's his name? His name is Brandon, but they call him Jinx. Even he was just like, when the first story first broke out, all for Jussie, just like a lot of people. But then he's like, all right, well, when the story first came out, it was so crazy you wouldn't think that someone would make it up. Right. Now you're hearing more information, and it's so crazy, you're just like, it's crazy to think that he made it up because of how crazy the story is. He's like, I'm just going to sit back and I'm going to wait for more things. I can respect that. I can respect you saying I was on this side, because he's not as big of a political figure as, Kamala Harris and Cory Booker and all these other people. Right. So, he was like, all right, I got a little voice. I said something. Let me take it back a little bit and wait to see what's going on. She was like, no. I was like, oh, dog, come on. I was like, I think I told my wife, I said, oh, no, I couldn't be on a podcast with her. I would just get up and walk out.
Well, see, so I mean, that means you have three types of people. So you have the people that the story doesn't make sense at all. This nigga's lying. All right? Yeah. Then you have the people who, well, even if he did it for a good reason. And that was kind of like the stance that my friend was taking. And then you have this, the people who you just gave an example of like they're all in for the story. What I'm saying? They're like, no, there's no way that he could be lying.
You know what they say. You're never trying to sway. You can never sway people from one side to another. Only thing you could do is you can try to reach the people who are already in the middle and try to convince them to come over. Right. It's really hard to convince someone all the way on one side who might be a Trump supporter is like, nah, that don't sound like something Trump would or a Trump supporter would do, and this and that doesn't make. And someone on the other side is just like, that's all Trump does. It's hard. Before those people who are reasonable, it's like, yeah, Trump supporters are messed up, but let's not act like just humans in general aren't messed up.
Exactly.
And once I get more evidence,
it was that Trump divide. And and was already messed up. And another thing in which I hope your friend understood this.
There's no message that you could try to send that could condone this, because all you did was take away a voice from other people who would need that voice. From now on, how it is. All you need is one all you need, especially for black people. You can do 99 things right. All you need is that one time that you mess up, and they'll never ever forget it.
Oh, Trump already. He was already on Twitter. You see, you didn't see it?
Nah,
oh man, I don't remember.
I deactivated my Twitter. I'm off Twitter.
Nah, yeah,
he give me a heart attack.
I don't remember what exactly he tweeted, but he was already on it. Like when he heard that homeboy got arrested and whatnot, he was right on it. Like, yeah, what about all the MAGA supporters that you offended and stuff like that? And I was like, yeah, like all you gonna do is get this dude ammo. For that big ass bigot gun that he swings around every now and then.
Somebody else get hurt. What they're gonna say is like, yeah, and that's where the culture of this believe all stories is just kind of like, stop doing that. It's like our response to things is normally right or wrong now. It's like, it has to be true. Like, we don't really stop to gather facts anymore, like we used to, and that's because so many people want to be a part or feel like they're a part of something, and feel like their opinions heard, or feel like they're a part of the group, so they just hurry up and latch on to stuff. Like I said, I did that at first, but after a while I still had some people that were still all the way on Jussie's side, I'm just like, all right, you know what? I'm doing a little bit more research on my own. I'm hearing some things, some stuff ain't added up to me. You know, at least I can admit it.
Me, when the story first broke, I wasn't necessarily on any particular side. I was just like, oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
And then like I kind of like, I mean, honest truth, I just kind of kept it moving. I was just like, oh yeah, that's fucked up. Like
I mean, you don't know nothing about dudes, so you're
yeah, you know what I'm saying. I was just like, oh yeah, that's crazy. And then like I kept moving, and he was like, yeah, I'm the gay Tupac. I was like, oh, that's crazy. I even liked the video. I was like, oh, that's crazy. You know, shade room, like, you know what I'm saying, and like kept moving. But like, you know, the more facts started to come out, I was like, yo, this is a whole ass like scandal right now. Like this is big shit. And the worst part about it is like what the story that he told. He was representing two type of like communities, the black community and the LGBTQ.
Two communities that have history of being highly, highly, highly oppressed in this country.
Yeah. And
highly, highly discriminated against.
So I was like, you know, when I was
gay Tupac, he had ambitions of being a liar.
So when I was texting my friend, like I said, I was like, he didn't need to do that. Like at all, like that's why to me it seemed like it was all for like a personal.
I was about to say there really was no benefit to it, because I hate to say it, it's like the LGBTQ community, dog, they organize as hell.
Oh,
I love my black people, but I wish we had some organization on that level. If we had organization on that level, dog, we'd be probably one of the baddest forces on like in America right now. Like we wouldn't want for anything, because we take care of ourselves.
Definitely
but
get that wheel moving a whole lot faster.
But yeah, so it's just like you're like the LGBTQ, they would have been fine. Like they know how to handle the situation. It's like they rallied behind you like the second it happened, or a lot of people did, and you just made stuff harder. You made stuff harder for a group that already tried so hard in such a short period of time to, you know, gain, you know, a certain amount of respect.
Yeah, gain a footing.
Yeah, like I said, they a mob now, dog. It's like you say one thing that they think could sound homophobic or transphobic or something like that, dog, they already at the throat with the damn knife.
Jussie Smollett. Blank man was asking what we're talking about.
Oh yeah, Jussie Smollett. But
Jussie has got a drug problem, so he says.
That's what he said too, and I'm like, that's like.
Well, he's putting it on drugs.
Yeah, I think he said he was like on ecstasy and all this other stuff. It's like, dog, ecstasy don't make you want to get beat up. Ecstasy make you want to like feel stuff. It's like, doesn't this feel so great?
As crazy as that plan was, it was elaborate enough for them to like go through the necessary steps to try to make it seem like it was a good plan, or like it was legit.
The plan wasn't great. The plan
wasn't
so great.
When you on ecstasy?
The plan wasn't so great because the man didn't realize the damn camera that he wanted to catch the whole thing was pointing in the wrong direction.
Like, can you plan a bank heist while you on ecstasy? Like you said, I've never taken X. And I don't know too many people who have, but from what I've seen on TV,
that's normally not an our people thing.
Yeah, what I've seen on TV, like you said, like it's usually like a rave thing or like a dancing thing, or you know, like they want to touch a bunch of shit and you gotta drink a lot of water from, you know, Bad Boys too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
OD
so
get thrown out into the street.
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't know, man. So now it's a drug thing. Like it's just a hole that's just getting deeper and deeper for this dude.
But so a lot of the things that people bring up, though, that are still defending him are just like, but think about all the other people that have lied about stuff and who don't get caught. And to those people, I'll say, think about all the other people who lie and take advantage of like a real serious issue in this. Like, I hate to say it, someone brought up Ryan Lochte, the Olympic swimmer, how when they were down in Brazil or something like that,
right,
he lied and said he like got mugged and whatnot, and it turned out he was just drunk and, you know, effing stuff up.
Right.
I'm not saying that what he did was wrong, but what I'm saying is all that really did was make America look bad to Brazilians.
Yes.
You know, Brazil. You come down to Brazil as an American, they're not going to just be like straight. Oh, we remember what Ryan Lochte did. Let's jump the shit out of him.
Right.
You know, because until someone brought it up, I forgot what Ryan Lochte did.
Right.
With Jussie, it's like, no, you're already in a country where you live here and you already know how the climate is here, and you choose to do some stupid shit like this.
Right.
It's like for all of the victims out there who speak out about, like, let's say their sexual abuse or molestation, things like that. You go out and you speak out, and you have your truth to tell, but then all of a sudden a lot of people negate it because of something else that happened. Like what's the boy name? Like Chris Brown.
Okay.
Chris Brown got accused of raping some girl in overseas. Turned out to be a lie. What is, like, now just think about how that hurts other females who have been assaulted, and it's just like, well, how we believe you? You done it before. What's the football player's name? He's getting a movie made about him. He's like our age. He was like a standout football player. He had a full scholarship to college. And this girl in high school he was dating lied and said that he raped her, and he ended up like serving like 7 years in prison.
This guy, he's just getting out.
He's been out for a couple years, I think. But I
read something like that.
But yeah, he lost his life. He lost his future.
Yeah.
And the girl ended up admitting that she lied, and the only thing that really happened to her is the school district like sued her back for the money that she sued the district for.
Like cases like that, man, I think them chicks should definitely go to jail.
Yeah, it's just like when you do it's
you
like when you do
yeah,
when you do things like that, you're harming the real victims who have to go through shit every day, because like we stated, the 100 times it happens, all you need is that one fake time, and that the one time something was wrong, and it causes doubt or brings doubt. And once that doubt comes up, or once that example is there to get thrown back in your face, we're always going to remember. Like that's just the way the world works. We can have 10 blissful years with somebody. Let you have one bad year on that 11th year. Let it be bad.
Oh, that's the one.
You remember nothing about that 10 years before. All you do is remember everything bad that happened. It's like between every smile of every picture, there's always a story of how you probably gotten like button heads with somebody to get to the next smile. But you know what? People remember butting them heads. They might not remember why they took that picture they smile in, but they sure remember the button the heads in between.
Right.
And that's how it is. It's like there's going to be someone else in Chicago, LA, somebody that's going to get victimized horribly, and you're going to have
be that much harder for them.
You're going to have people look at it like fake news, fake news. This is just the media. Like, oh, remember Jussie Smollett? Like I guess it's stupid.
Smollett. Blank Man, we got call-in capabilities? Blank Man want to get tagged in.
I mean, you can call him and put him on speakerphone.
The Shine way?
I mean, if you want. I mean, because I can hook him up to the mixer, but you won't be able to hear him, so.
Or Blank Man could just come over.
I mean, I do. I mean, there are speakers, so.
Sheesh.
But anyway.
Back to the topic. Well, we'll check it out in the next segment, Blank Man.
Yeah, I don't know. That's pretty much all I want to say. I'm disappointed, just because in this day and age.
And I think that's the word to use, like disappointed.
Yeah, it's like at the end he lied, he got caught. I don't want him to like go to jail or nothing like that. Maybe a couple years of probation just to kind of teach him a lesson, but I don't think it's serious enough to warrant him going to jail.
Well, because he did what he did, his story is blown up all over the place. And it overshadowed that story with...
the soccer mom or whatever?
Not the soccer mom. the Coast Guard.
Oh, the Coast Guard who was going to
go on this assassination rampage,
murder Democrats and things like that. Yeah.
Did you see the picture of all the guns that he was the Punisher?
I saw some of it because once again, I'm at work, like at my job at CNN all the time, and I'm right in front of the big ass screens. So, I'm looking up and I just happen to see, a nice little table of some guns. Like, God damn.
Right.
Like I didn't get the whole story of that, but yeah, it's like
because I'm watching CNN and they're like 20 minutes, 25 minutes, a half an hour on Jussie, and then they're like, oh yeah, and by the way, and then they tell this Coast Guard story about how he's about to go on his whole little GTA killing spree, and they did that for like 5 minutes and then went to commercial, and I was like, what about this guy now? What's going on? Who's he trying to? But Jesse's taking up this big ass time slot.
And that's also our fault as a country because we put too much.
I don't control the media. I'm not.
No, I'm not saying we don't control the. I'm not saying we don't control the media, but what I'm saying, us as a society, we do put entertainers at a very, very high level, and they garner a lot of attention. Because think about it, I'm pretty sure it was plenty.
We about to do the same shit.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure it was plenty. I'm pretty sure it was plenty of horrible things that was going down while we were all condemning and waiting for R. Kelly's downfall. In which, by the way, Chicago ain't having it.
He about to get his.
Chicago ain't 2 days straight. Chicago going after niggas now.
They're not playing around.
Oh yeah, my man getting indicted like 10 charges, 3 of them minor.
Because he won't stop fucking making videos, man. What's wrong with this dude?
I mean, apparently it was a VHS tape, so, they were old videos.
Was it after he got in trouble for the first video?
I don't know.
Because if it was, then nigga won't stop putting his face on shit. What's wrong with him?
He probably figured after a while, he was like, don't nobody have a damn VHS player no more. CNN has just pulled the VHS player out of the archives. Like, God damn
it. All right, let's plug it up, see if it still works.
But not to make light of that situation either.
Nah, R. Kelly, I look, and everybody was like, oh, after I still haven't seen that show where they were speaking about like his victims and like the girls coming out and stuff like that and telling their stories.
Look, I'm not watching that. I didn't need to watch that. If you are my age,
yeah.
Matter of fact, I go a little lower. Well, I'm 30, so I say if you like 27 and above, fuck you. If you've lived in this country for more than 10 years and you want to have some fake outrage over surviving R. Kelly, you knew the shit. We all knew the shit.
We all knew
it. The Boondocks made fun of it. That would piss, I had so many friends that were pissing me off with that, like who were doing like 30-page essays on Facebook about it. I'm like, inside of your rant about how upset and hurt you are, you acknowledge that you knew about this back in the day. So why are you acting like, no, fuck your fake outrage?
Nah, man, because
they were pissing me off so much.
He was putting out them hits, man. Apparently you put out them hits and niggas forget that you the grimiest motherfucker on the planet.
I never forgot about it. It's like I didn't actively go out to listen to R. Kelly stuff. Something came out and it was on the radio, something, I'm like, all right, whatever, it's on. But I'm not like, I wasn't like, oh, the new R. Kelly album just came out, let me go.
Listen to me. I have never bought, I have never actively searched for, or like I didn't care for R. Kelly.
The only R. Kelly album I had was the TP2, and that's just because I like that song. I Wish.
Ain't got none of it.
That was the only one I had, and I had the edited version from Walmart, and I was like maybe 13 when that came out.
Somebody asked me what my favorite R. Kelly song was, and they was like, "Is it I Believe I Can Fly?" I was like, "Fuck no, Gotham City."
Oh yeah,
that's just because of Batman. Like anybody could have sung that song. I don't give a fuck about R. Kelly. No, but I was young when it shit happened, when I first tape hit the airwaves and shit like that, and like I saw the tape when I was real young, and still kind of don't understand what I was looking at back then. But like now I was like, oh yeah, it's fucked up. But back then I was just like,
yeah, it's like don't come anywhere on social media with that bullshit. If you laughed at the Boondocks, if you laughed at Piss on You by Chappelle Show, I'm like, look, I laughed at it. I thought it was funny. I knew what he did. So
everybody knew what he did.
Yeah, so people's like,
and
are you gonna watch
gave him
Surviving
a
R.
pass.
Kelly? Fuck no. Why? I don't need to hear more horror stories. It's like he got taken to prison because he peed on a teenager, and we already knew of the alleged Aaliyah marriage. It's like, why the fuck do I need to hear 13, 14 more females tell me that the man has a sick issue? Like, I've already known this.
Right.
Like, I saw the interview when like he asked the dude, well, how old is old?
Old?
Old. Yeah. It's like, what?
How old are we talking?
Yeah, it's like, dog. Like, I'm not.
What?
Like, don't play my intelligence. Like,
Hey,
Jussie, you played people's intelligence, and
Kels deserves
you got
everything that he's getting right now.
Apparently,
As a matter of fact, it's taking too long.
all these black celebrities in Chicago who have bad things happening to them right now because of some bullshit that they've done, I don't feel sorry for you.
You gotta come.
Like, I don't like, depending on what you did, I might disagree on the severity of your punishment, but I don't feel sorry for you. And I guess that's pretty much where I want to leave this.
Yeah. Damn, we did it. Just like how the news outlets do. We talked about these celebrities. We spent like 2 minutes on this MAGA guy on his little GTA rampage, and went back to another celebrity.
I mean, that's because we giving the blurred perspective, baby.
I know, right?
Like, we got
It's
to
still
switch the game up.
it's still not right. Well, I mean, which only gives more, example to the whole Jussie thing, because he didn't need to do what he did. Because all the while you got this whole dude just ready to just fuck some shit up with a table full of guns. I don't need your example, Jussie. This dude was about to. It's on the news now at the same time. Like, he was gonna. They stopped him. That's an example right there. I didn't need Jussie to do what he did.
It's just crazy
to shine the light on.
That's just crazy what people do for attention, and it's sad, and it's just like, you had a platform, you had a following, you could have done so many other positive things.
We believed in you. We were rooting for you. Did you see that have you seen that on social media? So they got to edit
from the America's Next Top Model. Yeah, I saw that. But yeah, I'm just disappointed. I've said it once, I'll say it again. I'm so disappointed. I had to put on my fake glasses so I could seem intellectual.
Tell you about yourself.
Yeah, so I can give you some intellect while I'm insulting you. It's like, no, sir.
For shame.
For god dang shame. Man. Anything else you want to add?
Nah, man, I don't want to talk about the Smollett anymore, or Kels, or this. We should really get the name of that guy. What's the MAGA guy, the gun guy?
Oh, I don't know. Guy.
That guy or him.
I don't know. My news only told me about Jussie.
That was a hot topic. That's what we wanted to see. Like,
man. Anyway, let us know what you think. Go ahead and drop a comment in that comment section, I guess. I was about to say drop a comment in that chat. Like we live streaming. Nah, go ahead, drop a comment. Let us know what you think, how you feel about the situation. Are you, pretty much happy that hopefully you shouldn't have to hear about this anymore? Are you?
Oh no, that's still gonna.
I mean, but you're not gonna hear about it as much because
you don't have to figure shit out.
Yeah, most
anymore.
of the details are pretty much been given.
Yeah.
Are you still team Jussie? Are you team? Team MAGA, I guess.
Ooh, definitely. If you're team Jussie, comment.
Yeah, it's like, are you the middle of the road type of person? Are you still waiting for more facts to come out? Let us know in the comments below. But we'll get up with you later. This is Phenom. That's Sirius. We are the Blurreds. Peace.
Peace.